Have you ever wondered what happens to a pet when it gets lost with no one around to help? A dog slips out of a backyard, a cat gets scared during a storm, and suddenly that animal is alone on the streets with no idea where to go. For many pets, that moment becomes the beginning of a long struggle to survive. But this leads us to a much bigger issue happening right now, right here in our own community. Here on the Virginia Peninsula, stray animals fill our neighborhoods and streets. They wander hungry, scared, and unprotected. This isn't just an occasional sight. It is a real community issue. In 2024 alone, 5.8 million dogs and cats entered shelters across the United States. According to the ASPCA, many were lost, abandoned, or never given a home to begin with. While shelters exist nationwide, the Peninsula SPCA stands apart. It operates with a no cruelty, no kill policy for the majority of its animals, meaning that almost every animal taken in is given a real chance at life. Now that we understand the seriousness of this problem, let's look at what can actually be done to address it. That is why I want to encourage each of you to support the Peninsula SPCA in whatever way works best for you. The SPCA was founded to protect animals from mistreatment, reunite them with families, and place homeless animals into loving homes. Supporting it directly improves our community by reducing strays, increasing public safety, and ensuring that animals are cared for responsibly. You can support the SPCA by volunteering, donating, or spreading awareness. Volunteering gives the shelter more hands to feed animals, clean spaces, and help with adoptions. Donations allow the SPCA to buy new equipment, medical supplies, food, and to keep their programs running. Awareness helps others to learn how to help or adopt the animals. The Peninsula SPCA is known not only as a shelter, but as a community binder, a place where events and programs bring people together around shared compassion. Now imagine what all this effort could lead to if even more people got involved. Imagine a peninsula where stray animals no longer wander in danger, where every pet has a safe place to sleep and families can adopt companions in a clean, healthy environment. Now imagine the SPCA expanding its resources, upgrading its equipment, and helping more animals than ever before. Your support can turn that vision into reality. So, the question becomes, how can you play a part in making this happen? I'm asking you to take action by choosing one of three paths. By donating, even small contributions help provide food, medical care, and shelter. By volunteering, your time can directly improve an animal's life. And then by spreading awareness. Share events, encourage adoptions, and tell others all about the SPCA. The website, peninsulaspca.org, makes it easy to donate, volunteer, or learn more about community events. And to help understand why this matters, let's consider some arguments you may hear from both sides. First, supporting the SPCA helps remove strays from the street and protects them until they can be adopted. However, not everyone sees it this way. Some may argue that it's not their job, that the government should handle it, or just the shelter itself. But government funding is limited. Without community involvement, animals in neighborhoods are left to suffer. And this is a major issue. Supporting the SPCA encourages adoption and over unethical breeding practices. Still, some people question just the difference between the two. Some might say, what's the difference between a shelter and a breeder? What changes are actually being made? The difference is life-changing, however. Shelters save lives. Many breeders, especially puppy mills, prioritize profit over the well-being of animals. The SPCA also brings together adoption events, activities, and petting zoos that strengthen community bonds. But doubt remains for some people. A skeptic might say, not everyone cares about animals, but the benefits, the safer communities, the less amount of strays in our communities, and more service opportunities for everyone impact the entire community, not just animal lovers. Now, you, as citizens of the Virginia Peninsula, should care not just about how safe your community is, but also how connected and intertwined it is. But the Peninsula SPCA can not just help keep the peninsula free of strays, but also lighten the lives of thousands of animal adopters every year and connect the community through its service to the animals of our region. However, understanding why this connection matters requires recognizing the seriousness of the problem that we face. The situation that I have brought to your attention is one of dire need. Every year, hundreds of animals come in and out of the doors of the SPCA. These animals can be starved, injured, beaten, old, or almost newly born. I am challenging you to support the SPCA, which has a very limited budget to help care for these potentially sick and poor creatures to the best of your ability. Knowing the urgency of this issue, it becomes essential to consider what each of us can do to make a real difference. As I have mentioned before, there are many ways to support the Peninsula SPCA through either donations, service, or by raising public support. I'm requesting that you truly search into your heart to think of how both you, your community, and these poor animals could benefit from the support of the Peninsula SPCA. Thank you.